Every fall, Statesboro and Bullitt County residents know that with the changing in the seasons comes the Kiwanis Ogeechee Fair. Not only does the fair entertain approximately 60,000 visitors every year, it also pumps an annual average of $85,000 into local community projects. The fair is also first and foremost an agricultural fair, providing an opportunity for local farmers and livestock owners to sell their product to possible merchants. For local area school students, the fair is an opportunity to earn scholarships or prize money through the arts and craft competitions. It's a time of family fun, community fellowship, tradition, and remembering the agricultural heritage that has defined Southeast Georgia over the last century. Kiwanis Club member Bill Cheshire explained just how important 2011's Kiwanis Ogeechee Fair is.
This is the 50th year that the fair has been in operation here in Bullitt County, serving 7 counties in this area.
The roots of the Kiwanis Ogeechee Fair date back to 1961, when the newly created Statesboro chapter of the Kiwanis Club was trying to raise money to get their operations up and going. The organization had just borrowed a loan from the Sea Island Bank on September 21st. However, they needed a fundraiser to pay the bank back. In 1962, several carnival rides were borrowed and set up in front of Simmons Shopping Center in Statesboro. This small carnival was to be the first edition of the Kiwanis Club Fair. The next year, the Kiwanis Club decided to add on to the project by making it more of an agricultural fair. At that time, the best venue for the local livestock, agricultural, and homemaking exhibits was the Coastal Empire Fair in Savannah. A bit of fortune struck the Statesboro Kiwanis Club when the Metter Kiwanis Club decided to quit holding their agricultural fair in Candler County. The group from Metter offered to sell all of their animal pens, booths, and other equipment to the Statesboro Kiwanians for just $500.
When they originally set up the fair, they figured that we would service the counties that didn't have a fair. So we service Screven, Tattnall, Evans, Jenkins, Bullock, Bryan, and Candler. I think that's all 7. But that was the theory behind it, was that those other counties didn't have a fair and we could service all of them. So we get entries from all of those counties, especially in the livestock area, but also in the 4-H mini booth area and the home arts and crafts.
After introducing the livestock and home exhibits, the 1963 fair was deemed a success and was able to pay off the banknote. The Kiwanis Club held the 1964 fair in a plowed field near the current location of Julia P. Bryant Elementary School, using large tents to shelter the livestock and exhibits. It wasn't until November of 1964 that 28 acres that made up the foundation of the current fairgrounds were purchased just off of Highway 67, after which the Kiwanians worked day and night constructing the permanent buildings used for today's fair. Perhaps the most popular attraction at the fair is the Pancake House.
A lot of the folks that come for that don't even look right or left when they come in. They just head to the Pancake House.
All right, well, what's your favorite attraction at the fair?
Pancake House.
What's your favorite, is that to take care of your favorite fair food?
Fair food is the Pancake House.
Probably the pancakes.
Pancakes, the sausage.
That's got to be the pancake and sausage. Got to be.
Don Whaley explained why this fair tradition has lasted for over 20 years.
Marion Brantley was the one that started it, and Marion was a manager out at Robbins Packing Company, and he decided that he thought that it would be a good idea if we had pancakes at the fair, because the Kiwanians are famous for their pancake suppers and their pancake sales at McDonald's and other places. He decided we'd do it all in one week. We'd be through with that kind of stuff, and we'd be home free. So he started it, and we used Robbins Packing Company for a long number of years to furnish the sausage. And he had ways of getting the batter mix all donated, and we did a lot of that in the early beginning. But it finally got so big we had to start going more commercial with it and purchasing the materials we needed because we couldn't get enough donated. We'll use 2,500 pounds of sausage in the week, and if we put the pancakes side by side on the ground that we cook in the week of the fair, they'll stretch 3.5 miles. We got together one Saturday afternoon and cooked pancakes. Some Kiwanians did. We cooked pancakes, and we finally decided on the one that had the best ingredients, and then we've been sticking with that recipe ever since. We buy the mix already mixed. We could use it just like that, but we add a few things to it to make it a lot better.
Heritage Village, located behind the Pancake House, offers patrons the chance to enjoy commerce and trade while stepping back in time to a simpler age.
You know, this is a heritage village, and so much of the ways in which we produce the food that we're selling is 100 years old, and so people not only get to have the opportunity to buy the product here, but they're also able to see how we produce it, and not only how we produce it, but how it's been produced for generations. There's a lot of young people who get to come through and see this machinery, and you can't ever tell. They might, because of something they see here, some machine or something we're doing, may be able to take what they've learned here and be able to build no telling what with it, with that knowledge. And if for no other reason, just to help them understand that the past is important. You know, it's just a very important part of the fair, we think.
Just seeing the children come in and open a bottle of Coke the old-fashioned way, they look at it, with the top on it and say, "How do you open this?" Because they're used to pull tabs. So yeah, I think things change over the year with the way that we grow our food, we consume our food, how it's bought and purchased. So all they're used to doing is going into the big superstores, and to go to be able to walk into a place like this, or the Aldrich House across the way, to see how a pioneer family actually lived.
This year, the Aldrich House, we've given it a beautiful flowers and trees and everything around it. We're trying to make that whole area down there like a village. It might have been in the 18 or early 1900s. And so adding to that area every year has helped a lot. And for example, some that we didn't have several years back, but we have now, we have one house that's devoted to being like walking in a country store. Another one is how to raise bees. Another one deals with blacksmithing. Then we have a lot of the old farm equipment in the area. And then we have some really neat things like buggies and things. They'll be in the parade. And they were built by Kiwanians or their friends over the last year.
To walk into the blacksmith shop and see, how horses had to be shod, had their shoes put on, and all the old farm implements that used to be pulled behind mules. I mean, the children, and even my generation, is not used to seeing that kind of stuff. We're used to seeing tractors and going into superstores. So yeah, I think to continue the heritage and let children see how things used to be is very important. That's why the Kiwanis Fair is always going to be an agricultural fair. The importance on agriculture and how things used to be, and the heritage of what the family farm did for this country. Well, this store is actually a combination of two different stores. The interior portions are from my grandfather's store, which was from the Adabel, Georgia area. And that store was operated in the 20s all the way through the Depression until I guess about the mid-60s is when they closed it down. But all the interior components, all the candy cases and all the old medicine and the hardware and everything were actually originally put into a building next door, which now houses the honeybee section over there of the fair.
Well, our honey is pure, raw, natural honey. The honey you find in the grocery store has been pasteurized, which is basically being cooked. But this is the pure, real. This is the real deal. The bees themselves, they pollinate 1/3 of what we eat. So, this is something that the average person don't know nowadays. And so many people think our food comes from the grocery store. So it gives an idea to where we come from and hopefully where we're going with it.
It is startling to see just how far the fair has come in 50 short years. What started as a few rides in a shopping center parking lot has become a series of rides, attractions, exhibits, and vendors covering nearly 52 acres. It has grown from just 3 buildings in 1965 to more than 20 permanent buildings and roof structures today. Instead of borrowing loans and holding small fundraisers, the Kiwanis Ogeechee Fair has grown so large that it requires year-round attention and provides most of the funds the club needs to carry out its mission of helping young children in the community. And in that time, thousands of people have come from all over the country to take part in the tradition of fun, community, and preserving cultural heritage. As the first night of the 2011 fair got underway, the excitement and anticipation for the 50th anniversary celebration became evident.
My favorite ride would be the Fireball. What about you?
We'll go with the Gravitron over there.
All right, what's your favorite attraction and/or ride here at the fair?
the swings.
Probably just running into people I haven't seen in 10 years.
The race cars.
You like riding the race cars? They're one of my favorites too.
I like that little thing that spin around real fast and send it back to play the music.
Yeah.
I love the music with a K Express.
I guess it had to be just getting the kids and let them play and have fun and wearing them out so they sleep good tonight.
I just took a bite of a fried Twinkie and my life will never be the same.
Anything fried. When else can you eat fried food and get away with it?
It also became very clear just what traditions and attractions keep bringing people back to the fair.
What's your favorite thing, out of all the foods here at the fair, what's your favorite thing to eat?
Pancakes.
And the Kiwanians, whose tireless work and effort have helped make the fair what it is today over the last 50 years, are more optimistic than ever that this year's fair will be one to remember.
When you consider the economy and everything that's going on in the country and look at the figures from the last several years, we've held our own. And last year we were backed up over some of the past years. We make our Kiwanis we really make our money at the main gate and in the Pancake House and a few other things around here. But other than that, the people who come here and set up their vending machines and their products and their tractors and everything, they pay to advertise, and that helps us.
So far, it looks like it's an incredible night. The parking lot's been packed. Really, in my 5 years of being here, I don't remember a bigger Monday night.
We've got some changes and different rides and things that are coming in. We've upgraded the buildings, and we're getting the town, I think, excited because it's fair time.